In 1977, NASA launched two small spacecraft, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. Their mission was simple: explore the outer planets and send back data. But hidden inside each of them was something far more mysterious, a golden disc carrying the story of humanity itself. We called it the Golden Record, a message meant for aliens, for whoever might find it drifting through the endless dark. But here's what most people don't know. That record wasn't just a collection of songs and greetings, it was a gamble, a message that could define or doom us. Before we dive into what NASA didn't tell the world about it, hit subscribe and stay till the end, because this isn't just a story about space, it's about what it means to be human. The record that carries Earth, the Voyager Golden Record, is a 12-inch gold-plated copper disc. Etched into it are 116 images, 90 minutes of music, and greetings in 55 languages, from ancient dialects to modern English. It includes sounds of thunder, the laughter of a baby, the crash of ocean waves, and even the heartbeat of a woman named Anne Druyan, the creative director of the project, and later the wife of Carl Sagan. Every piece was chosen carefully, representing the best of Earth, a symphony of culture, science, emotion, and hope. A time capsule that would outlive our entire civilization. But deep inside NASA's archives, discussions about the record weren't as poetic as the message itself. Some scientists warned that sending such a record into space was dangerous, that we were exposing our presence to whoever or whatever was out there. Carl Sagan's dream, the Golden Record, was the brainchild of Dr. Carl Sagan, the legendary astrophysicist and dreamer who believed that life must exist beyond Earth. Sagan saw the record as a bottle in the cosmic ocean, a symbol of our curiosity, proof that we reached for the stars, even if no one ever heard us. He said, "The spacecraft will be encountered and the record played only if there are advanced spacefaring civilizations in interstellar space." But the launching of this bottle into the cosmic ocean says something very hopeful about life on this planet. To Sagan, it was humanity's introduction, our handshake with the cosmos. But behind his poetic vision, NASA's inner circle debated a haunting question. What if the ones who find it aren't friendly? The secret debate. When NASA's team proposed including the location of Earth on the Golden Record, the argument began. Physicist Frank Drake, creator of the Drake equation, designed a pulsar map showing our exact position in the galaxy. It was meant to help intelligent beings find us. But others inside NASA quietly questioned if that was wise. They feared it might not just be a message of peace, but an invitation. If a civilization advanced enough to find Voyager existed, they could easily trace the signal back. And what if they weren't explorers, but conquerors? NASA never made this internal discussion public at the time. The final decision to include Earth's coordinates stayed. The pulsar map was engraved, our galactic address, forever sealed in gold, drifting through eternity. The record's hidden details. There are parts of the Golden Record that few ever talk about. For example, among its 116 images, one shows a naked human couple, included to represent anatomy and reproduction. But NASA's Public Affairs Office almost censored it. Officials feared backlash from politicians and conservative groups, saying it was inappropriate. Sagan fought to keep it, arguing that it was a scientific necessity, that any intelligent species would view it as biology, not indecency. He won, but NASA released no official photos of that image for years. And that wasn't the only controversy. In the music selection, Sagan's team included songs from every culture, from Bach to tribal chants, from Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Good to a 2,500-year-old Chinese melody. But what most people don't realise is that entire continents were left out. No music from the Middle East, no voices from Pakistan, Iran, or much of Africa. It wasn't because they weren't considered. It was because NASA's time, politics, and budget were too limited. The Golden Record, meant to represent all humanity, still carried the fingerprints of its creators and their world. The sound of a human soul. Perhaps the most haunting part of the Voyager record isn't what's visible, but what's audible. Inside it, hidden among the tracks of thunder and laughter, is the electrical recording of Anne Druyan's brainwaves and heartbeat. For 1 hour, she was connected to sensors, her thoughts captured, as she meditated on what it meant to be human, love, life, and eternity. At that exact time, she had just fallen in love with Carl Sagan. So when those brainwaves were recorded, they contained her emotions, the electrical signature of human love itself. Today, that signal is billions of kilometers away, leaving our solar system, carrying not just
Voyager's silent journey. Today, Voyager 1 and 2 are the farthest human-made objects in existence, more than 15 billion miles from Earth. They left our solar system long ago, crossing the invisible boundary known as the heliopause, where the sun's influence fades into deep interstellar space. Out there, There's no warmth, no signal, no return. Their power is fading. Their instruments are slowly dying, one by one. But the Golden Record, that small, shimmering disk of copper and gold, will remain. It drifts silently through the dark, carrying the story of a world that once existed. Our world. Etched into its grooves are greetings in dozens of languages, the laughter of children, music from across cultures, and even the sound of a heartbeat. It's humanity's time capsule, a whisper to whoever might find it. Even if humanity vanishes tomorrow, the record will still drift for 1 billion years, crossing the void between stars. It may outlive our cities, our oceans, even our species, a silent traveler carrying the ghostly echo of who we were. And yet, NASA rarely talks about what might happen if someone actually finds it. Because that question, what comes next, is the part of the story that truly terrifies them. The fear of being found. As Voyager drifted beyond the edge of our solar system, the scientists who worked on it began to wonder, what if someone actually finds it? Carl Sagan, the man who helped design the Golden Record, had always believed the message would bring hope, a cosmic greeting card from humanity. But even he once admitted quietly, there's no guarantee that whoever finds it will be kind. Because if a civilization advanced enough to intercept Voyager exists, they wouldn't just be a little ahead of us. They'd be millions, maybe billions of years more advanced. Their technology and intelligence far beyond what we can imagine. What would they think, hearing a human heartbeat? Would they see us as equals, as children of the same universe? Or as something primitive, fragile, disposable? That question started to divide the scientific community. Some argued that humanity had already announced itself long ago, through radar, television, and radio waves leaking into space. We were already broadcasting our existence to the stars without realizing it. But others warned that the Golden Record was different. It wasn't accidental noise, it was deliberate. A message carved in gold, attached to a spacecraft carrying a map, literally pointing to our location in the Milky Way. It wasn't just a greeting, it was an invitation. And some believed we might not be ready for whoever accepts it. The SETI connection. Around the same time that Voyager was being prepared for launch, another quiet project was underway. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence, or SETI. Unlike Voyager, SETI wasn't about sending messages. It was about listening, scanning the heavens for signs of alien transmissions. But when NASA approved the Golden Record, that mission quietly shifted. Humanity wasn't just listening anymore. We were speaking. In 1978, several SETI researchers voiced concern. They believed NASA had made a monumental decision without ever consulting the public to announce our existence to the universe. Dr. Michael Michaud, one of SETI's early members, later said, "We were sending a message without a global consensus. No one asked Earth if it wanted to be found. To some, it was reckless. To others, it was beautiful. A leap of faith for a species still learning how small it truly is." And so, the Golden Record became something larger than science, a philosophical gamble, a bet placed on the future of humanity itself. The silence of the cosmos. Decades passed, both Voyagers kept traveling, past Neptune, past the Kuiper Belt, past the edge of the sun's reach. And then something strange happened. NASA stopped talking about the Golden Record. Public updates about the mission focused on plasma waves, magnetic fields, and cosmic rays. All valuable data, but not the part that captured people's hearts. The Golden Record, once a symbol of hope, became a quiet footnote. Why? Some say it's because NASA shifted focus. The agency became more technical, more data-driven. The poetry of the Voyager era gave way to the precision of the digital age. Others believe NASA deliberately downplayed it because of growing unease about what it represented. One engineer said in an interview, "It's beautiful, but it's not really science. It's something emotional." And maybe that's exactly why they avoided it, because emotions are unpredictable, because the record wasn't just an experiment. It was a message that might one day be answered, and NASA wasn't sure how ready we were for that. What the record really represents. To understand the Golden Record, you have to look beyond its contents. It's not just a playlist of Earth sounds and images, it's a mirror of what we wanted to believe about ourselves. We sent greetings of peace, laughter, music, and love. We included pictures of nature, families, and kindness, but we didn't include war. We didn't include hunger. We didn't include the darker sides of humanity: fear, destruction, and greed. If an alien civilization ever finds it, they'll hear the best of us, but not the truth of us. We created an image of humanity that's idealized, maybe even dishonest. A portrait of who we hope we are, not who we've always been. And maybe that's what makes it haunting, because it's both a message of hope and an act of denial. In the end, the Golden Record represents our greatest contradiction: a species capable of sending love across light years, yet still struggling to understand itself. The loneliest object in existence. Right now, Voyager 1 is over 24 billion kilometers from home. Its signal is weaker than a refrigerator bulb, yet it still reaches us, a faint heartbeat from the dark. It takes more than 22 hours for that signal to reach Earth, carrying data about a space no human will ever see. But soon, even that whisper will fade. By 2030, both Voyagers will go silent forever. No power, no contact, no heartbeat. And then, for the first time in history, a human-made object will be truly alone, drifting endlessly between the stars. On board, encoded in gold, are the sounds of a world that might already be gone. A child's laughter, a mother's heartbeat, the rhythm of rain, the sound of waves crashing on a distant shore. They'll keep traveling long after Earth has changed, maybe long after Earth no longer exists. If the universe has a memory, Voyager is part of it, if it's ever found. So, what happens if another civilization finds it? NASA once modeled the possibility. They estimated that within the next billion years, Voyager could drift into the orbit of another star. If intelligent life exists there, they might detect it, study it, even trace the pulsar map engraved on its surface back to our solar system. But by then, we might be gone. Civilizations rise and fall, planets change, oceans evaporate. If that day ever comes, those beings won't find us. Only our echo, a frozen memory of who we were. Yet in that echo, they'll hear something unmistakable: hope. Hello from the children of planet Earth, the record says. Words spoken by a generation that believed in the future. Maybe that's all it takes, a whisper in the dark to remind the universe that we once existed, and that we dreamed. Carl Sagan's final words. Before his death in 1996, Carl Sagan wrote one final reflection on Voyager. The spacecraft are still out there, bearing the message of a small world, a pale blue dot. Maybe someday they will be found, and someone will know what we once were. That single thought captures everything: wonder, sadness, pride, and hope. The Golden Record isn't just a message, it's a confession. A love letter to the cosmos, written by a species uncertain of its own fate. Maybe no one will ever hear it. Or maybe it will outlive every trace of us: our languages, our cities, our memories. Either way, it proves one thing: we tried to say we were here. Outro, our echo in the dark. Somewhere beyond the stars, two tiny probes continue their journey through eternity. They don't speak, they don't turn back, they just drift. Each carries the sound of human life: music, laughter, storms, and silence. Maybe no one will ever find them. Maybe they'll wander forever, like lost memories of a civilization that once reached for the stars. But if someday, light years away, someone does discover that golden disc, they'll hear who we were, and who we hope to become. So if this story moved you, subscribe, stay with us, and keep wondering. Because there are still messages out there, hidden in the dark. And next time, we'll uncover another one.